Hello! Welcome to the Bible Study Girl podcast. I am Sarita, also known as Bible Study Girl, and this is the executive producer of this here podcast, BibleStudyBrother.
Yo, it is I, BibleStudyBrother, but I'm also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime, and this is the most wonderful podcast of your day. Go and listen to all of my music and whatnot. That stuff's out. And now that we're on YouTube, I can just put a link down in the description for the channel that you can also go check out if you'd like to see things anime related. But yeah. Did I forget something?
No. Are you finished?
Yes.
Are you quite finished?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today is very exciting because this is the 100th episode of the Bible Study Girl podcast.
Yeah.
Super excited, super pumped.
Yeah.
And grateful that this day has arrived.
It has arrived. It is here.
Because it is the 100th episode of the Bible Study Podcast, you guys are in for a super special treat. Not only can you hear us in your ears, but you can see us with your eyes as well. And we hope you guys will enjoy that. We are actually launching the YouTube page.
Yes. This is the lovely launch.
And one of us is more excited than the other. Can you guess who's the most excited? Huh?
That'd be you.
No, it's
What?
guy.
Oh. Oh God.
It's that guy. He's very committed to this. He is excited about it. And I am excited too in a different way, but it's pushing me outside of my comfort zone.
Well, welcome to Faith.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean.
Kanae agrees with me. I wish you could see her face. But
She's doing
brother,
too much.
can I say
what?
Can I say something to you? I'm so excited that I get to see you in person. You know, typically we are podcasting via Zoom, and I do get to see your face, but it's a different experience to be in person with you. So I'm thankful you're here. I'm grateful.
I'm thankful to be here.
I'm grateful we have that.
What? I'm thankful to be here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I had to wait for the applause because I didn't want to.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful that we have this opportunity to podcast in person.
In person.
How long has it been since we've been in person podcasting?
Over a year because over 2 years really because.
Oh no, we did it in April. We got to podcast together in April for my birthday.
We did
for my birthday, so it's been like
we did that.
Yeah, it's been like 8 months.
Oh, so
long
not that long.
Time.
So very long.
But that is
not
a long
as
time. It's a long time. It's a long time to go without.
It's time long.
Or a long time.
Lord
I don't
willing
know.
in the creek.
I wish there was a camera set up on her face so her facial reactions could be put in like the
in the corner. In the corner. Kanae face
because she's giving me all the facial expressions that go along with how I'm feeling. But I'm excited. I'm very excited about this new season. This is the start of the 3rd season of the Bible Study Girl podcast. Never in my wildest dreams or imagination did I think we would be podcasting this long, because podcasting wasn't in my dreams or imagination. So how about that?
It was in God's dreams.
It was in his dreams and in his imaginations for me. And so I'm super excited. I'm super thankful for this opportunity. And I'm willing to take the challenge. You know why I'm willing to take the challenge?
Why are you willing to take the challenge?
I took a leadership course at my church.
A leadership course?
A leadership course at my church. He's doing his job, but it's like because it's because he's like, I can touch him. If the camera wasn't on, things would be going differently around here. But I'm like locked in. Okay, act like you got some sense, girl. Okay. So in the leadership course, they talked about the paradoxes of leadership. And those are just characteristics that seem opposite, but you need to have both of them in leadership in a good balance to be a good leader.
Right.
And one of the paradoxes that I struggle with tremendously is being confident and being humble.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you need to be confident. You need to be sure.
This could have been a whole episode, by the way.
I'm sure it could have. So you...
Noted.
So the paradox is that you need to be confident. You need to be confident to be a leader, but you also need to be humble enough to recognize, where you may have shortcomings. So one of the things they suggested in the leadership training was that if you tend to just be an overly confident person, to help you work on your humbleness, you should do something that's not in your comfort zone, something that makes you uncomfortable, something that you're not good at, to help you have more empathy, and just to help you recognize what it feels like to not be operating,
At peak efficiency.
At a peak efficiency. It helps keep you in balance so that you're not, overconfident.
I sing in the shower sometimes.
Jerk.
Helps. Yeah.
You are confident about that, though.
I mean,
so that's not. So what's one thing that you? So what I'm saying for me is that this podcast, I'm not confident in the podcast, but I do it. And the recommendation was just do things that make you uncomfortable. My cat. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Kane.
Wow.
Thank you. He knows I'm on you.
I've never seen the keyboard do that.
He knows I'm on the camera, so he's having a
Yay for fits.
Yeah. He's doing things that he knows he should not do, because I can't yell at him right this very second.
But yes,
so the challenge was to
do something that you're uncomfortable with.
Do something you're uncomfortable with, and just continue to do that. Not just one time, but that should just be like a lifestyle. So podcasting is something that I'm not comfortable with. I do it, but I'm not comfortable with. And YouTubing, honey, this is way uncomfortable.
So a couple things. As a non-YouTube veteran, I'm still on my rookie contract. A lot of what you have to do is, I might look at you, but then when I'm done looking at you, I look back at those lovely people out there. How y'all doing?
Does somebody want him?
What just happened?
I mean, I appreciate that. You're grooming me.
Wow.
You're showing
You're
me
not
what
used to this.
I am not. Like,
This
this is not my wheelhouse.
But you're doing great. So matter of fact, let's tell them what we're doing today.
Well, today is the 100th episode of the Bible Study Girl podcast, and we decided, since it is the start of a new season, that we're going to talk about our spiritual gifts and how we think we're going to, or how we plan, how we plan to use those spiritual gifts in this new year, and the things that we're going to do with those spiritual gifts. And I gave him a fun little challenge. We're going to share a little personal ditty.
She did.
At the end of this podcast. And I'm so glad I reminded him before Kane pressed record, because he had forgotten, but he has it. He's ready.
I had, but I mean, you know me. I would have come up with a word immediately.
You think on the spot, and I need time to like process and think, because I have notes over here.
I wonder if that's I don't know if that's a spiritual gift or not.
What?
Like just being a person that can be on the spot.
Being spontaneous. It's not on my list.
Verbally spontaneous.
But it might be.
That same person we keep referencing off camera would probably say I'm not all that spontaneous.
Okay. Back to you guys. Okay, so do you want to share your top spiritual gifts? Because I have my top 3 spiritual gifts.
Yeah.
We're
going to do top 3?
You have all of yours in order?
No, not in order, but I know them.
Okay. So let's do top 3. I want you to share. My cat wants to be on the
sassy,
YouTube.
bro.
He wants to be on the YouTubes. He said, "Mom, you're doing something, like, what's up? Can I get on?" So you guys got to hear him.
No, they didn't hear him. I heard him though.
He was really loud though.
Not that loud. He's fine.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and talk about our spiritual gifts. I'm in the mood for top 3. Okay. I'll share my top gift first. What do you think my top gift is?
Let's see. If it has to do with the same things that are on here, I feel like your top gift.
Let me look at your list to see if my list is.
I don't know if they're similar at all, because I feel like ours.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It is. So. Okay. So what's my
let's see.
one?
So I feel like your top gift would be.
I think you're in for a surprise.
Knowledge.
Not at all.
Okay. One more guess.
Okay. Cause
hospitality.
No.
Okay. Well, what is
okay.
it?
So my top gift is exhortation. Exhortation. And that means to admonish.
I almost started singing that song.
What?
I just can't think of it. It's a Christmas song. I feel like there's something. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
If I find it, it's up there
making
noise.
So, and that means to admonish, to encourage, or to beseech. You are a how-to person. You have the spirit-given capacity and desire to serve God by motivating others to action, by urging them to pursue a course of conduct. In a teaching position, you are able to explain how to apply God's word, and your goal is to present material that enables the Holy Spirit to promote change in the student's life. You reach out and help Christians become more mature.
I never knew.
I've taken the spiritual gifts test before, and exhortation was not my top gift at the time. So I think that's just a indication of how you can grow and change over the years, and different gifts are nurtured.
Encouraging.
So yeah, that's my number
that's a
one.
Word.
That's my number one. I felt the same way when I read it. I was very surprised.
That would seem. What did I get? Oh, I did get pretty high in exhortation. So
okay,
it's not one of my top, but it's close. One of my top is you want to. Well, you know it.
I know it, so
there's no point in guessing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna be like.
You know it. My number one was prophecy, and that was interesting to me because I think I've always looked at it as exhortation, but given like these last couple years, like you said, things kind of grow, and I see more of the prophecy in it than I do me just encouraging people to encourage people, because we're not people who do that with the intent of, I'm not gassing you just to gas you. That's not me. Sometimes you make it seem like that, but I'm not going to say nothing I don't mean to somebody, or don't really feel deep in my heart like, yo, this cake is delicious. You should open a cake shop.
Well, can I say something? I never doubt your food critique. I think that is strong with us.
Oh, no, that's...
I think that is strong with us. So I would never be like, he lying on that cake. If the cake is not good, you would be like, sis, what is this?
Yeah, but you ain't never made me something that's bad. Nothing that I can think of on the top of my head.
Well, God bless America.
There may have been something that you personally did not like, and then like after a while, like my taste buds wasn't craving it, but I don't know. But like spiritually, we just food is like I feel like it's spiritual to us. I don't know if this is a spiritual gift. It should be.
I would say this food is very important to us.
But okay, fellowship in and of itself is a spiritual gift, right? No, not really.
I feel like I think that would fall more under the hospitality, which is probably why you said your thing is hospitality, because I do like for people to feel comfortable. I do like to make a nice home. I want you to know you're welcome here when you come.
Well, okay, so here's the spiritual aspect of it. You tell me if I'm just off base. I think that like the act of breaking bread and a lot of the examples in the Bible in terms of when people came over, like you got out you slaughtered your best calf, or whatever it was to offer up the food to people. And even the fish and the loaf of bread was more so what was available. But I think there's something in how you present food to people spiritually and why you present your best of the best, especially in the prodigal son when he returned. Like it's time to feast. Like when we are in communion with one another, when something has been gained for the kingdom of heaven, celebrate food.
Yeah, I think that is. I can't speak for everybody in the world, but especially for our family, culturally, that's what we do. If we are together, we're eating. That's part of our culture.
Because it changes a lot to me. I think and it could just be a connection of memories, but something spiritual I feel like does change when you are eating something that is comforting. Communion on certain days, like when you are in the spirit of communion, you're not just doing it out of, okay, we do it on Thursday, Sundays or whatever. There was a lot of times where Kanae and I would do communion just together, and it was a different experience for me from just communal communion. And it was more intimate in a way of just kind of communing with God in a way of, and so yeah. But I'm probably going down a rabbit hole of like trying to figure out how food is spiritual. But
yeah, you are, and
What's your second gift?
I'm letting you dive, brother. I was gonna ask you. So we talked about our top thing. Part of this podcast is, okay, now that I know about myself, how am I gonna roll that out into 2023? Like, what am I gonna do with this gift? Like, we don't have gifts for ourselves, we have our gifts for service. And so you go first and you tell me.
No, you go first.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna say my exhortation. I believe, I'm on the YouTubes, like
you're here to encourage them.
I'm here to encourage people, really, to promote growth, like community. What do you need? I mean, if I can help you, I will. I think there's so much power in sharing your story and sharing your testimony with people.
Yeah.
And everybody's story is different, and I think it adds value. And so I think I'm just going to continue to show up and share my story in hopes that it helps other people. It may not, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with the right attitude.
Well, you're working on that paradox right now. You're not too confident, and then you brought it down to be very humble about it. I think you are working that leadership class very well.
No. I am. I'm doing it with the right attitude, though. I'm not doing it with a bad attitude. I'm excited to do it. I am very nervous, though. You know, I like for things to be a certain way, and a lot of this is not. Listen. So I think I'm going to do it with the right attitude. And I keep talking about going back to writing and being more focused on writing. And then I'll write a couple blogs and then I'll stop. And so I have not been consistent with that. So that is another thing that I'm going to do 2023 with my exhortation gift, to be very
intentional.
Yes, that's not my word for the year, but that was my word one year. I don't remember what year it was, but it was
one of these seasons.
Yeah, one of the seasons.
I stole it. I use it all the time.
And so that's what I'm focusing on for 2023 when it comes to that exhortation piece. So what you got, bro?
For prophecy, I'm going to be more intentional about when I hear it. Because a lot of times, like you said, it felt like exhortation, but at the same time, I can get literal in my mind, in my imagination or whatever, visions of what this looks like if someone's walking where they need to be in their gift. And I just always thought it was, well, this is, the goal, or this would be the plateau of where I think people should be. But we talked with this podcast and we got confirmation the other day about, when I told you privately, because we never talked about it really again, about I can see us doing conferences and all of these different things. And I think that that tapping more into the prophecy when I feel these things and telling people in the spirit, and if they don't feel it, that's fine. But I want to be more intentional about listening to that voice when I'm around people.
Okay.
When I'm, yeah.
So what I'm going to say is your wife did confirm it for me, but I also feel like maybe y'all had a secret private meeting because y'all do live together. And and you was like, hey, baby, while we eating the chicken, I want you to say this to her. And she was like, okay, hon.
No, fam. Get out of here. Tell them your number 2 gift, child.
My number 2 gift, I am definitely in tune with this number 2 gift. It is, you're not ready for it.
I need to guess.
You don't have to guess because I don't, let me see your list again. Because I don't know if I saw, it's on there. Okay, so.
Do you want me to guess or no?
No.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Because you're not going to guess it. Oh, okay, we'll guess.
Administration?
No.
Oh, I want my last one. Healing.
No.
Okay, what is
it? It is mercy showing. It means that I feel sympathy with or for others. As a mercy shower, you have the spirit-given capacity and desire to serve God by identifying with and comforting those who are in distress.
I mean, now... I can see this with okay. So if y'all listen to this podcast, it would seem as though I feel like you hardly ever give mercy in regards to me. Mm-hmm. But that's not really true. I mean, you're more harsh with how you're going to give your mercy to me, but it's way quicker than I would have thought, especially like I said, when we go back and when we track stuff. Or track our transgressions, the trials that we've gone through as siblings, there's been a lot more mercy shown in so many different things. Now, was it understood mercy? Probably not on either side of us. But I see that because I see it with people because you try a lot with your daddy issue stuff. You do try.
I do.
And we are both very open to allowing people the opportunity to change themselves. Am I going to just keep inviting you to slap me in the face? No.
I do keep inviting people to slap me in the face until when I'm done, though.
True that.
That's the thing. When I'm done, I'm done. It takes a lot for me to reach the done point. But when I'm there, I'm standing in it 10 toes down. I do think I'd struggle probably with being softer to you. I think you're
better at it.
I am. And that's why I think
way better at it.
And I think that is why it was not on my list when I did my spiritual gifts last time. I think the therapy has made me realize
you're incredibly better at it. So,
I think that therapy.
Hold on. You are incredible at it. It deserves this because you were not always that.
I definitely was not always that.
But neither of us were because I did not.
So it's definitely something that has grown over the years. Clearly it has because that's why I said you're not gonna be able to guess this child.
No, it wasn't even.
It's the mercy. It's the mercy. Thank you for grace and mercy, Lord.
Thank you.
And it's probably, too, just because I realized.
I missed my cue.
You did miss your cue. I'm going to say, though, I think, me and you and Kanae were talking the other night. I really do think it is just because of growth. And I have a better understanding of who I am and just the struggles that I've had. And I don't know. I think it's giving me more empathy for other people. Because I was very hard-nosed. But he's rough and smoothing out those edges. All right. What you got for number 2? I don't remember your number 2.
Number 2? Oh, do you want to take a guess now?
Preaching.
You get one more. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Discerning of spirits.
I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that now.
Now, this is one you literally could have just told me, yeah, and I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Like,
If that was
anybody.
one of mine or just...
If it was one of mine.
Okay, gotcha.
Or it is one of mine. But
I mean,
if you had told me before I knew that it was, I would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, that is one of
Like,
yours.
yeah, nah.
I think I'm discerning, but that's not one of my top gifts.
Oh, no, it's, I'm real, like, into the spirit that people give off is what I notice immediately. Now, sometimes I will take someone's cosign of a person. So, like, if you bring somebody around, they get the benefit of the doubt.
No, they don't. Are you talking about like a female friend? Gotta be.
No. Everybody post he who shall not be named. Now, they got a different kind of barometer, but he at least got...
We need a Kanae reaction cam.
Or she was not expecting her unison.
Yeah, I guess
not. But after that, like, yes, then I was real. But at that point, I just knew I knew what was up. And eventually you knew what was up.
So you don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Not after that first person, no.
Okay, so you discern the spirit immediately, and you just be like, "We actually had this conversation last night," and you just rock with it, like, "Oh, she's gonna be with him." Then, yeah.
Because but I know what it's gonna be. Is you not gonna listen to me any other way? If I'm like, this don't end how you want it to.
Well, can I say something to you?
What's up?
Now that we know in black and white, I've got the facts in front of my face that you are an official discerner of spirits. Mm-hmm. When I bring the next poor gentleman around, whatever you say, you and Kanae, both of y'all are very discerning. Hard-nosed.
Look, so here's the thing about that one. She's mixed discerning. And what I mean is, she's half.
I want Kanae's face.
She's half is what you want to do, but she's also another half of, he not even giving him a chance, so I'm going to support you.
No, she's not. The last man I brought around, Kanae, had this face the whole time. The entire time. I'm like, what? Sis, you okay? Like, what is it? She was team.
It was weird.
She was team.
That was a weird thing, man. We got to have a episode about that.
No, we don't.
Not about that person, but just about you and situations with people you bring around.
It would be men, and we're not talking about that anymore. That is an off topic. No more. Never not again.
What's your 3? What's 3?
No, so I'm going to tell you how I am going to use.
I forgot about that. How are you going to use your mercy
showing?
See, I remember.
Kind of. You did remember. I got real upset this week. Super heated.
Yeah.
Mad. Angry. Smoke coming out of my ears. Had to do a hard reset today.
Reboot.
I had to reboot and talk to myself and tell myself to not be like that. So in 2023, I am going to continue to focus on being merciful to people and giving grace where grace needs to be given, not hold grudges as much. I'm telling you, therapy has helped me, but it's not a quick fix. It's not an easy fix. It's something I have to continually work on. I will say, though, that, like, I got heated, but I have learned to hold.
Oh, I was going to be like, I thought you was going to be like, you got heated. And I was like, we all got heated.
Well, you got heated, too, but
yeah,
I was a little hot about that, too. So, yeah, I'm just working on that. I'm focusing on it. I'm honing in and trying to be better about showing grace, man, being merciful. It's a process. It is a process for me. Because I'm very I don't know. I feel like things should be a certain way. And when they don't go that way, it really bothers me. And so I'm having to work through
Maybe
that.
you need. Never mind. I almost gave away my third, but I'll talk. So how I plan to use my secondary or second gift. As I step out into more creating these things for you guys, giving us a better visual thing. I am going to be very discerning about who I work with, how I work with people. Releasing the album in a couple months from now. And that's on me. You know, I have help, but I'm trying to understand the people that are around me and understand the impact of people in my life. I am very led by those that I trust. And so that whole leadership stuff, like that conference probably would have been good for me. Wish they had something online. But trying to work those things out and understanding the spirit of people and understanding how you're going to help the overall growing of my spiritual gifts, because that's what I want to do is I want to grow these spiritual gifts. I want to understand them so that I can use them for the growing of the kingdom.
Okay, so you want me to have a private seminar with you about the leadership?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, I can.
Just teach me stuff.
I can go through. Okay, they said I can. Okay, well, great. While you guys are here, we'll have a private leadership conference, and we'll talk about the paradoxes of leadership and come up with some positive examples. I was listening and paying attention, and so it was really good for me. It was helpful. I liked it.
What's number 3?
My number 3 was...
Or would you like a guess?
You can guess me.
Faith.
No. Hey, do you remember what happened in 2021?
Okay.
No. Do you remember my 2021? My faith was at an all-time. I don't even know if faith made it on my list.
Let me see. Intercession?
That was Tamika's gift, not mine.
Okay. Stomping on all of the emotional cues there. Go ahead.
Okay, so you know this. You definitely know this is my gift. Serving is my number 3. I am a servant.
I bet you that's Doodles 1. If it's not, that's weird.
The gift of serving combines helps and ministering. As a server, you have the Spirit-given capacity and desire to serve God by rendering practical help in both physical and spiritual matters. You enjoy meeting the practical needs of your fellow Christians and the church. And that is something that I consistently say in the blogs. Like, I love a good sermon, but tell me how to walk that out. Like, I need the nuggets from that to make it applied to my life. I'm all about practicality, and serving definitely fits into that. And I love these descriptions. They've been so helpful.
And that's what this is. I mean, we talk all the time about wanting to show all the different walks of faith and how they actually play out. How does trying to use prophecy, or how does discerning of spirits actually play out in regards to the greater body when you're encountering people? Because you encounter people all the time that you might feel a spirit, on somebody, or you might want to help them a certain way in terms of servitude and showing them how to walk something out. Because I think a lot of people think that we're not walking things out, that we just go somewhere on Sunday, we read, we listen to somebody talk, we leave, and we don't walk anything.
And that's the exact opposite. I want you to look at this. I'm not making this up. It says, you are happy working behind the scenes. I am. It says, you do not like, it's not capitalized, but I capitalized
I can
with
see
my
you.
words.
I saw. I heard.
You do not like to be in the spotlight and prefer not to express yourself publicly. The end.
Okay. My third, do you remember, or you want to take a guess?
Let me put mine. Okay, so 1 was prophecy for you. 2 was discernment. 3 was preaching. Preaching one in there?
It's lower, but 3 is faith.
So you, and I will say, I definitely see that in you. You have a lot of faith. You know, you have a lot of faith. Mm-hmm. And your faith is strong. You have a lot of faith.
I mean, I don't get through anything without it.
You don't. You have a lot of faith. I can definitely see that.
Because, I mean, the thing that I've realized more often, when you grow up wanting things that we wanted and getting the experience and the trials and the tribulations that we went through, even as young people, all we could have is faith that on the other side of it was something more. You know, we don't necessarily give up on each other. We don't give up. You and I technically did not give up on the pursuit of love and things of that nature.
I would say we don't give up on each other forever.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I need to take a minute, I still understand that my faith is such that I know that my heart is always going to be one of wanting for it to be reconciled.
Right.
And therefore, it's going to happen because that's where my faith lies, in the reconciliation, because I know what it could be.
I see you as a great man of faith. I think that was a great one. I don't remember you telling me faith.
Are you trying to make me cry on camera? You've never said that. What are you doing here?
I think maybe me talking about the death and maybe has you in your feelings.
No, it was just you saying you are a great man of faith. That's like, you know, it's one of those. Whoa, come on, sis.
So if I die and go to glory,
Sarita,
he can rewatch this video and see me saying to him, Joe, I want you to celebrate my homegoing. And
I'm going to celebrate you.
Because this fool is going to try to bring me back.
I'm going to celebrate. Oh, she's back, Jesus. She came back. We thought we lost the Lord. Embalming? What embalming? All of her parts are back in her body, Jesus. She is back with us.
There's blood flowing through her veins.
Praise the Lord.
In Jesus' name.
Jesus
but you are a great man of faith. And
yeah, she says it again. She's trying. Waterworks, man.
I want you to cry.
I know you do.
No, the thing is, I'm not saying it to make you cry, but if you're going to cry, just feel your feelings.
So how do you plan to use your serving gift more this year?
I definitely am going to be more active in my local church and different ministries. So I plan to use my serving gift in that way. I have started to see children again in my professional life, like do actual therapy. So that's another way I will be using my serving gift. I think I will continue just to serve just in any way I can. I don't mind helping people. I love the behind the scenes. So if you want me to do something to get things done, I can definitely do it for you. So that is how I plan to use my serving gift.
There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's got to get done, if you know what I mean.
Do I?
I don't know. Maybe.
So how are you going to use your gift of faith this year?
Oh, trust me. There's a lot of faith going on in terms of faith of stepping out to really do this music and controlling it, where I'm controlling every aspect of who I'm working with, how it works, when I'm putting something out, how I'm trying to push my music forward, where I'm trying to market it, how I want it to, or how I want to take things to the next level. There's faith in the things that we're building towards in my personal life and family life of gearing up for kids and stuff. And there's just a lot of faith currently regarded in a lot of those things, because I don't know how these things are going to shift and turn out and work in our favor, but I know that he's working in our favor. And then the ultimate faith, I think, is trying to get a house or something in the PNW, because it costs a lot.
It does. Okay, so quick aside, my brother on his visit here has been emphasizing the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, just for those that are unaware.
I mean, if you PNW, you know.
Well, everybody it's not, and they don't.
Exactly.
And so
you ain't gotta be. You know, everybody ain't in it to win it.
So that's why I provided an explanation. Help him, Lord. And help me as well. So I think you exercise your faith in a lot of areas. And that's why I said you're a great man of faith. I think all of your gifts are... Could they hear my cat that time?
Go on.
Nobody could hear it. I just heard him hollering.
I heard him. He's okay.
He's hollering. Okay. I think all three of your gifts have really been working overtime. When you talk about your gift of prophecy, discerning... Now everybody can hear him. When you talk about your gift of prophecy, your gift of discerning, and your gift of faith, I feel like the entire Bible Study Girl platform, as far as the podcast and the YouTube channel, those are your gifts in action. So definitely your gifts in action. Gray area anime is your gifts in action.
Now I know y'all probably heard
yes,
that.
I heard the motorcycle going by. I'm like, that's not a special effect. That's my neighborhood.
They be zooming around there, baby.
That's my neighborhood.
But I discern and prophesy a studio for us. Fits.
People can't hear that according to you.
No, that one I think
Everybody can hear.
He was yelling.
It's because Kanae's playing with him and he's very spoiled. Anyway, so yeah, I see all of those things in 2023. You see, I didn't even negate you.
You didn't.
I just moved on because you are operating your spiritual gifts. And I want to tell you my word for 2023.
Oh, let's do this.
The
Let's do this.
reason I didn't negate you. Do you want to know what my word is?
Chill.
Take a guess.
Chill.
Chill?
Chill.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Will you give me your word first?
No, you do yours first.
Okay, so my word for 2023, drum roll. Okay, I don't like your drums. Okay, enough. My word for 2023 is obedience.
I should have been able to guess that. Yeah, you're right.
It's just obedience. So that's why I didn't negate you. Lord, whatever you have for me, I'm doing it. I'm obedient.
My word for 2023 is intimacy / romantic.
He talking to Kanae.
No. Well,
with the romantic,
okay,
baby,
yeah.
There ain't nobody else in this room except for her.
Well, look. Okay, so the reason I think these things are intertwined in a lot of different ways. The intimacy is I want to be more, have an even more personal relationship with God. Mm-hmm. The relationship where we are talking continuously, because I hear people saying it all the time. You know, like once you get to that point where you wake up and you're talking to God, it just kind of shifts and changes things because you're always in connection. So I want to be more intentional about the things that I say, how I say them, giving him all of me, and allowing myself to be more jolly, because by the account of many in my family, I'm a curmudgeon person. And so I know that a lot of that has to do with being intimate and allowing things to come as they may. Like, I have a lot of faith. I am definitely a man of faith, but that don't mean I go willingly. That just means I understand that I trust even when I don't like it.
Right.
But I want to be more on the side of understanding, you know, things are as they are, and having communion with him, allowing myself to be vulnerable to my wife, you, mom,
and that's
other
why
people.
You should have just cried earlier. You should just let the tears fall.
I mean, it was,
and I feel
there
like
was no deep feeling of tears. It was more like, this is really great. This is amazing. My sister's changing.
You should have let the tears fall and just been like, I'm going to be so vulnerable. You
know how many episodes of this we're going to do visually? A lot of them. So they'll probably get me crying at some point. Okay. Just, it's going to happen.
Is that a promise?
I'm sure it's a promise, given the content of things we have to talk about. But speaking of that, tell the people a lot of what they can expect from the channel, or matter of fact, what are your expectations for this YouTube channel? And then I'll say mine.
My expectation for this YouTube channel is for God to blow my mind, for people's lives to be changed, transformed. I don't serve a God that's about the small things. I serve a God that is about the impossible. And I trust that if he calls me to do something, then he's going to bless it. And he's going to do the impossible with it. I'm not doing it because I have nothing to do. Because I have a lot. I'm juggling a lot that's going on in my life. And so my expectation is that God performs miracles, that he does the miraculous, that he honors my obedience and my willingness to just be obedient to him and do whatever he calls me to do and however he calls me to do it, no matter how uncomfortable it makes me. Because I want people to be helped. I want people to be whole. I want people to be healed. So that's my expectation from the channel. Not that, and my expectation too is not that it's just me. This is a channel in my mind for a community of people to be able to share their stories. And it's not just me talking. Because I say this all the time, and I really, truly mean it. Like, so many different people have touched my life in so many different ways, and it wasn't necessarily like a long process or they did something extravagant, but really and truly it was just by them sharing their story that it gave me a different outlook.
I randomly just realized that I've been sitting shorter to match your height, and that's not fair to you.
Sit up, young man. But also, I sit taller because my butt is so big. So you are like way taller than me. It's a true story.
True story.
It's a true fact.
Y'all will see pictures of
because
stuff.
Once you stand up, people are gonna be like, "That girl looked so tall." It's the padding. It is the padding. So, what are your expectations of the Bible Study Girl channel? You are the one that had the prophecy, the discernment, the faith that Bible Study Girl needed to be on YouTube. So, what's
So, to you guys, here's my expectation of this channel. My expectation is that we are going to grow in community. We're going to build a community for people walking in faith. Most importantly, young people, middle-aged people, old people, all people walking in faith, so that we can walk together. Because I think a lot of us are missing the keynotes from each portion of the age groups that I was just speaking of. We disconnect so often when we shift to that next phase in our life, whether it's not listening to the current generation's music or whatever it is that you do. But I feel a huge call in the fact that there are so many people who are lost because of church hurt, that are lost because of the way political groups use God and try to use God, and then they're the mouthpiece of how God exists. And I want to show that ain't it. That we are the living, breathing books of the Bible, and we're going to build a community on being genuine and honest about the fact that it don't always look good. It's difficult. We have to walk a lot of different ways. We have to die to self every day. We have to rededicate, and we're not always perfect, but as long as we're working together to hold each other accountable, to keep each other focused on our goals, we're all going to do great.
All right. Amen. So, that was a great synopsis.
Yeah.
So when we cut from this, I'm going to need for you to say that all over again. So I can sit down somewhere.
But
it was good. I think this is, I really look forward to watching this video 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I look forward.
Well, then there must be something about that time frame. So 3 years from now, I don't know what we're going to be doing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that makes us look back at this and cry. Because it's going to be like, good God, you have been like beyond good to me and beyond good to us, this channel, those in the community. Good God, when two or more gathered. So, if you...
I'm with Kanae. She rolling her eyes. The girl needs a camera on her.
We'll work on it. We can probably do that.
No, Kanae is like, I'm trying to live my life, but girl, I need you. Because see, it's here. It's me. And then I'll be like, well, maybe I'm just, but no, you feel it too. All right.
But thank you for joining us for this first episode of the Bible Study Girl podcast on YouTube and audio. To get the full content, make sure you hit the link down in the description so that way you can subscribe to the Bible Study Girl podcast wherever you get your podcasts. This is a bit more short form content that you're getting here. I hope that you guys enjoy it because we're going to continue doing it in a lot of different ways. We're going to engage with the community through shorts, polls, all kinds of different things because like we are here for the community, not just here to, talk to ourselves. Because we do that without cameras on.
And can I say this? I am thankful for everyone that listens to the podcast weekly. It makes a difference. Because I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It might be your first time ever hearing a podcast or seeing our faces or knowing anything about us. Can I say this too? This is my brother. I think you should know that. Like he's my blood brother.
Like for real.
Yeah. Not just like my brother in Christ, but we got the same mama. And I feel like
can't wait to do an episode with that one. Wait till you actually see the doodle. Oh man.
So I feel like people need to know that. I don't want to take it for granted.
I do have a prediction. I do think that okay guys, listen. So
you see how I get him off track? We do go on tangents.
But look.
Okay.
So I know that Stump the Doodle might end up being some of you guys' favorite segment.
It's just his, but he feels like
no. Listen, I'm telling you, it's the prophecy. Listen, but they're not gonna be that many because she's gonna watch these. So just know that when you get them, it took a lot of work, and you need to run them likes up.
So yeah, I do want to say we are 100 episodes in.
100. Celebrate good times, come on.
I didn't see us at 100 when we started with one. One was just a trial run for me. It was, let's see how it goes. And I'm thankful that we have continued to push and press. It takes a lot to get to 100.
It takes a lot.
That is 2 years.
It is.
Of being dedicated and committed. It is 2 years.
Almost 2 more episodes.
There are 52 weeks in a year is what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, I know. We need 2 more episodes.
So if we get to 100, and we did make it to 100, praise the Lord, it's 2 years. So I'm excited.
I'm super excited.
I'm excited. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And I've said this before. I keep saying that, but I'm going to say it again. Like the podcast and being obedient and doing the podcast has given me some truly priceless memories, precious things that I hold on to that may not be important to other people, but they are important to me. So I thank you for verbalizing what you saw, what you prophesied.
Amen.
What you saw.
Praise Jesus.
And for being on this ride with me, brother.
Always. Till these wheels fall off. So if you want more from this young lady, the Bible Study Girl, go to BibleStudyGirl.com where there are blog posts about faith walks, and she's just a girl with something to say. And you should listen because it comes from God and it's going to help you and guide you on your way.
He's trying to do the tagline for the website. And
I did.
The tagline is, I'm a girl with something to offer the world.
Oh.
And he tries it always,
I was trying so hard.
Gets mixed up. Kanae needs a camera. It always gets mixed up. He's like, because I'm just a girl. And I'm like,
because she's just a girl with something to offer the world.
Okay.
And
like Kanae said, that something is Jesus Christ.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. But yeah, check us out, BibleStudyGirl.com. All of the socials are linked down in the description of wherever you're listening to this podcast or in the YouTube description there. And remember, guys, it is not our sorrow or it is not wallowing in our sorrow
Because I was
that
going to
preaches.
say, my sorrow has been preaching.
I was going to say, it's not wallowing in sorrow that preaches, but we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching. Am I supposed to do something cool?